So what is the appropriate dress for when we're davening? So that question doesn't only come up with women, of course, because we all have to get dressed in the morning, men and women alike. So what we're supposed to wear when we're davening is a question everybody has to ask themselves. With regard to men, actually, hilchot tzniut is very much explicit in the Torah. It comes from the Kohanim and certain dress that they have to wear and shorts that they had to wear underneath their other garments. Just like it says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that we have to put a certain ramp up in order to get to the Mizbeach and not stairs in order for them not to show erva. And they have to be wearing shorts underneath their garment that come up to their knees. So wearing shorts up to the knees is a regular tzniut, covering erva for men. And the question is, could they be wearing shorts when they're davening? So that comes from a whole different question on the Gemara that says in Masechet Brachot, could somebody pichach daven, or at least be shaliach tzibur? And a pichach, it's unclear if we're talking about somebody in shorts or somebody who is wearing no sleeves. And that comes from other psukim and other places in Yeshayahu of pichach, who's considered somebody who's arum, who's considered somebody naked, showing his nakedness, and that should not be somebody with a shaliach tzibur. It's not considered kvot tzibur. It's not respect for the community when someone walks around like that. But the Achronim say that somebody who's used to wearing shorts outside, like in kibbutzim and places that it's very comfortable to wear shorts, they could go to shul like that and they could daven like that, but just not be a shaliach tzibur. That's with regard to men. With regard to women, the question is also what is considered appropriate dress. So that has to do also more with whatever appropriate dress is normally to walk outside, whatever normally we would walk around with in terms of covering erva, both for men and women alike. Each person would have to make sure that they're covering their erva. Men would have to make sure that they have shirts with sleeves, and better that they wear long pants. And if they're not a shaliach tzibur in certain communities, they could feel comfortable even wearing shorts. With women, they have to be wearing appropriate dress that they would walk around with comfortably outside. That's also considered covering erva. But then the question is also, do we have to walk around with shoes if we're davening? Do we have to put on shoes, especially, let's say we're just walking around in the privacy of our own home and we're davening, do we have to put on shoes? So there's a few things with regard to appropriate dress. There are certain things that we wouldn't walk around with outside. For instance, we won't walk around in a bathrobe, even though it might be completely tsanua in terms of covering up. It's inappropriate. We also wouldn't walk around outside normally in pajamas. And in the Shulchan Aruch, it says that you're not allowed to really daven in pajamas, and therefore we have to get up and dress normally in order to daven. With regard to shoes, the Shulchan Aruch says that we should be wearing shoes and we should be wearing even a hat. He doesn't explicitly say that he's talking to men, but with regard to other things that he says in the same perek, like wearing a belt and libo lo yir'et ha'erva, meaning his heart shouldn't see erva, his nakedness, that only applies to men. So it seems like it could be that the entire part that the Shulchan Aruch is talking about in terms of wearing shoes is talking essentially to men. Also, he says, and he's quoting the Rambam, that the only person who has to wear shoes is a person who won't walk around outside. It's not considered respectful to walk outside without shoes. So there are certain yeshuvim or places or maybe very hot places or very relaxed places or kibbutzim that even grown-ups feel very comfortable walking around without shoes. So places that people feel completely comfortable walking around without shoes, they don't have to put on shoes in order to daven. With regard to women who are regularly walking around their house without shoes, and they would feel comfortable opening the door for somebody and they wouldn't be wearing shoes, those people could definitely daven without shoes too. Just means they would have to put on appropriate dress, and the best thing is in the morning to make sure you get dressed and not wear pajamas and everything else. But you don't especially have to put on shoes unless you regularly walk with shoes on with anyone who would come in your door. You would have to wear shoes. But if you're not that type of person, you could also walk around without shoes when you're davening.